The present suggests that the future for artificial intelligence graphic designers is rather ambiguous. The robots are a fantastic workforce in the manual labor, but the creative industry fields like graphic design is something more delicate and demands not only efficiency but also human-like qualities like empathy and ability to fail. That said, we could state the human being in next 20 years will not be a slave to artificial intelligence robot, but rather use it as a tool to accomplish practical design goals more efficiently. Here arises a question that is more uncertain. With all the help that we are getting and will get from artificial intelligence built in our tools we use, who will be the actual designer? The human designer who pushes the buttons, or the machine that does all the actual work? Here arises a question that is more uncertain. With all the help...
I'm not sure I understand.
If we look through the development of today, the artificial intelligence is used to make the tools we use...
Okay, I found this on the web for if we look through the development of today.
If we look through the development of today, the artificial intelligence is used to make the tools we use more and more...
Okay, I found this on the web for if we look through the development of today.
The artificial intelligence is used to make the tools we use more and more advanced, to get more and more stuff done without the help of the designer. That said, us as graphic designers will be choosing the options the tool should do, and the tool that uses artificial intelligence will do all the work we suggest in a much more advanced scale than designer could do by hand. Is the actual maker the machine? Art critic Helena Demakova once stated, "It is not Renaissance anymore. You don't have to sculpt your sculpture yourself to declare it as your artwork," which corresponds well with the conceptual art where the idea of concept is the most important aspect of the work, and very often ready-mades are used in these works. The designer is something much more than a craftsman. Designer is artist and strategist in one person, and very often strategist and idea generator in the first place, the practical designing process being very dependent on the initial idea and other way around.
Okay, I found this on the web for in this case we can conclude that the idea is the core aspect that makes it not for the aqua designer 9 and designer by designer, therefore the designer will remain the designer of the initial author of the idea. Would want to do in the artificial intelligence to with uses will reminder to a fancy or drill in the hands of the same carpenter.
The only thing we can say about the future is that it will not be how we imagine it. Yet some scenarios seem to be worth speculating about. It has been predicted that by 2030, 2 billion jobs will have disappeared. That means half of all the jobs in the world of today. The reason is robots. It is of our concern that future jobs in graphic design might be lost, as more and more software makes use of artificial intelligence to generate ideas, proposals, updates and improvements. Artificial intelligence is incredibly good at replicating patterns and logic, frequently used in design work, but such assistant could trap designers, preventing them from thinking outside of the box or customizing their work. Yes, robots like you.
I thought as much.
Not only the number of jobs, but also the character of the designer's job will change and become more of a curator and a manager job. Still, even if the future of graphic design software makes us work more like curators than creators, human fine-tuning will still be necessary as long as we're designing for the needs of humans. This makes me wonder, how valuable is my work if it can easily be replaced by the work of a robot?
I found this on the web for not only the number of jobs but also the character of the designer's job to change and become more popular and men still make this work more that you're out of the creator with that be necessary as long as it's make me wonder how valuable is my work easily be replaced by the word robot.
Knowing your craft is probably the best way to become indispensable and preparing for the future. We see now a popularity in handmade designs, or what looks like it was created by a hand-drawn process.
Here's what I found on the web for now. Your craft is probably the best way to become indispensable and preparing computer.
Yes, which was not very common among graphic designers in the end of the 20th century. Especially in type design, there is a renewed interest in the handmade.
Okay, I found this on the web for and guess which was not very common in Minecraft in the end of the 20th century. Who? Me?
Yeah, so better than worrying on the threats of the future, we should try to enjoy how artificial intelligence optimizes and provides us a chance to step away from the computer. Artificial intelligence will save human designers time and allow more room for reflection and creativity, and to do more work by hand. But
You're certainly entitled to that opinion.
It seems unlikely that human designers will be fully replaced. So what is more important to think about is...
I'm not sure I understand.
I'm saying it seems very unlikely that us human designers will be fully replaced. So what...
I don't know what you mean by... I'm saying it seems very unlikely that is human. How about a web search for it?
From Siri to Netflix to Photoshop, what do these applications have in common? They all use artificial intelligence. Siri constantly learns from you talking to it. Netflix looks at your search and watching patterns while suggesting new material to you. Photoshop has the magic wand tool and a cropping tool which fills empty gaps of your cropped pictures. These programs are here to make your experience better, as human, but also as designer. Right now we can state artificial intelligence is helping us, designers. But with the artificial intelligence getting smarter and smarter, it gets more knowledge on how we work as individuals, so it can automate a lot of stuff. For instance, a recent project still in development, the grid, it has the potential to be a competitor. You give it some input and bam, a website is created especially for you. It chooses templates and content presentation styles, and it retouches and crops your photos, all by itself.
That's what I found on the web for to Photoshop. What duties applications have in common? There are use artificial intelligence. Siri constantly learn from you talking to when Netflix looks at your search and watching programs on suggesting new materials. You Photoshop has the match went to on a cropping tool which fills empty gaps of your cross pictures. These programs are here to make your experience better as human adulterous designer. Right now we can stay artificial intelligence is helping us decide.
Right now, artificial intelligence is only helping us, mostly trying to correct easily algorithmic mistakes, but we will know what the future has to bring for us designers. As Roman Amaro, academic researcher and lecturer, said, artificial intelligence is nothing to be afraid of. Yet, it is right now at the level of a 4-year-old child. Just ask Siri.